1 minute.
What?
1 minute.
Are you ready? I am obsessed with something.
What?
Obsessed.
What?
Like next level obsessed.
What?
I'll tell you in a bit.
Alright.
I'll tell you later.
Alright. Well, welcome back. Welcome back to Up the Arse.
Yes. How are you doing, Miss Georgie Porgy?
I'm good, Miss Titty Carcar. How are you?
Marvellous. Absolutely wonderful.
Well, as you've probably noticed, there has been a week missing without a poddy.
And we did do it on purpose this time.
We did this one time. Yes. We did it on purpose because we did make the decision in between the last episode when we wanted to tell you about it.
Yeah.
That we are going bi-weekly.
Bi-weekly.
Twice a month.
That's 2 episodes. An episode's every other Friday coming your way.
And it's been a really difficult decision.
It has. Well, we just thought we'd do every other Friday because then it'll set the expectation, give us a bit more time because we're working girls.
Listen, we're crazy busy.
Been up and down like a blue horse fly this last week.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not going to stop anytime soon.
Well, I'm actually, I'm back in the UK, but tomorrow I'm off to Gran Canaria. So in the next episode, you'll hear about me holiday to Gran Canaria.
Oh, well, stay tuned for that. But before we get ahead of ourselves, we are in, it's this week now. So, Georgie, tell me, what the hell are you wearing?
Well, actually, I've packed all my clothes to go on my holidays.
Are you bringing drag with you?
I am, because I'm doing drag whilst I'm there.
Fab.
So I just thought I'd just put something simple on. And I've got an ornate dressing gown.
Yeah.
What
makes it ornate?
Well, what makes it ornate actually is it's hand beaded by Somalian children. And what makes that very ornate is they've got very small hands.
Right.
And that, I don't actually know what ornate means.
Isn't it pottery, isn't it?
So actually, and it's covered in pottery flakes.
Okay. Quite ornamental.
So it's quite, no, you can't say oriental anymore.
Oh, I didn't say that.
Ornamental.
All aboard.
Ah!
Yeah. So you've got this lovely kind of blue-white dress.
Yeah, it's a dressing gown. And I've got a huge breastplate on.
Massive breastplate.
Double G's.
Outrageous. On the wig?
Oh, on the head, on the wig, I've got a beret, but tucked into the beret is a very, very short pixie cut ginger with a blonde strip.
Lovely.
Classic.
Yeah.
And then on the feet, I'm not actually wearing shoes. And I've just kind of covered my feet, one in ketchup, one in mustard.
Fab.
And I'm just kind of making an imprint wherever I go.
You're a walking art piece.
Well, I am. Yeah. Some might say that. Others might say that I actually look homeless, but that's up to them.
Beauty's in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah, it is. And talking of that, Tits,
for me, I've done quite the opposite, really, because I've got 2 berets on each foot.
Yeah, I did see that.
Not a Laduca this time.
So there's no Laduca underneath, because I can see some sort of heel.
I did put a Laduca underneath.
I knew you were going to. Yeah,
Laduca bit underneath, but it's still in a beret. And then basically, yes, I've kind of got a dressing gown on, but it's upside down. So I've stepped into the arms, I've got the tie around my tits.
Yeah.
And then for the wig, like I said, it is kind of blonde pixie crop.
It's a dirty blonde.
It's
a not washed blonde.
It's a dirty blonde. Yeah. Short poker straight, 1-inch wig.
1 inch. There's just 1 inch.
1 inch human hair.
But it's actually 1 inch human hair, but it's spread out over the wig, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, I think you look fine.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't think you needed to worry.
No, I wasn't.
Oh, okay.
Now I am.
Yeah.
Well, of course, you're never going to see a picture of it.
Never gonna see a picture.
Well, we don't.
Never gonna see a picture. Never gonna see. Never gonna see a picture. Never gonna see. Never gonna see a picture. Never gonna see. Never gonna see. Wow, wow, wow.
I was gonna say we don't show up in pictures because we're vampires, but anyway.
We are.
Yeah.
Right.
You'll have to imagine it best you can.
What you obsessed with then?
Oh, let me tell you. So I was just scrolling on Instagram the other day.
Right.
Just watching mindless absolute just videos coming up, pictures coming up.
Right.
And I don't know why I didn't follow them before.
Right.
But Dawn French. You know Dawn French?
I love Dawn French.
And I got down a bit of a rabbit hole with Dawn French because she's put a few of these videos out. And it's a video of her. And it's like she's explaining something, but she doesn't really use words.
Right.
And this is all it is. Like, let me try and get one of them up. And it's the best fucking thing ever. And she just keeps going. And she is so serious with it. This is one I found the other day. And it's just a video of her.
So, okay.
She is absolutely mental. And it just goes on. It's literally that, on and on. And she just...
Sorry. So she's just being completely post-verbal.
She's just completely post-Malone. Post-verbal. You know what I mean? And I'm like, just incredible. So I fell down that hole. So if you want to check her out, Dawn R. French on Instagram.
I do love Dawn French.
Yeah.
Vicar of Dibley.
Yeah.
When she has the 10 Christmas dinners in one day.
Oh, fab.
Fucking funny.
So yeah, I'm obsessed with that. That's what I'm obsessed with.
And you've not non-stop been watching Dawn French?
Non-stop been watching the old Dawn French non-verbal videos.
It's funny that, because she's been telling me how busy she's been.
Really?
So, no, I love Dawn. My real icons in terms of comedy are Dawn French.
Yeah.
I love Jennifer Saunders. So I love Julia Davis. I do love Kath and Kim as well, though. That's very funny.
Love Kath and Kim.
But honestly, when I was a kid, I used to love watching The Vicar of Dibley.
Yeah.
So funny.
I mean, it was way before my time. You have got quite the years on me. There we go. I'm obsessed with that. You got any obsessions this past?
Well, actually, when I was on the ship for the week as a passenger, not working, I discovered that if you get an iced mocha and you put Baileys in it,
ooh,
and I just can't stop thinking about it. And actually, I've seen. Do you know what I bloody love on TikTok is? These everyday mums, you know, they're hardworking mums. Yeah. They've got kids, they've got jobs. They're like an admin, and they go into Aldi and Lidl and show you either all of the dupes that they're selling. So they're like, get your Nando's dupes at Aldi.
Yeah.
But Aldi's actually selling right now. It's a fake Baileys.
Ooh.
And one tastes like Nutella.
A Baileys. Oh.
One tastes like Ferrero Rocher.
Ooh.
I know. One tastes like Kinder.
All the faves.
And they've also got some other ones. But, oh my gosh.
Great.
I picked up the Nutella one. It was the only one left on the bloody shelf, Tits, because I wanted the Ferrero Rocher, let's be honest.
That's the one you want to get.
It was absolutely fucking delicious.
Oh, we'll have to try some of that then.
And it's like bloody $4.99 for a bottle.
Oh, they're giving it away there, aren't they?
Honestly, no wonder it's a country full of alcoholics.
Wow.
I'm talking about Germany.
Yeah. I had an accident this past week.
Stinks. Oh.
No.
What happened, Tits?
And I'll tell you, this is breaking news. Now, I cut my finger off. Mm-hmm. And you know the metal canes? I'll tell you how I did it.
All right.
You know the metal canes that, like, they come in a real coiled up bit of metal, and then you let go and they pop open into a magic cane. It's like an appearing cane.
Oh, the appearing canes, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, don't say it like you know. It's like a magic...
But I did actually used to be a musician.
Yeah, a musician, yeah. So it's like a little cane, but basically because they're so tightly coiled, sprung together, you pop the little clip and then you let go and it shoots out and it's like a magic trick. So I got one of them for a number. So there I am, I'm pissing about with this. As I opened it, because it's just metal, it shot out that quick. The top of it took a little scoop out the top of my finger. Had to go to A&E. Right.
No, you didn't.
I had to go to bloody A&E because it cut...
On the ship?
Apparently... No, I was at home at this time. This was just before I came back. Apparently, I'd cut an artery in my fingertip. So it didn't stop bleeding... trigger warning. I'm talking about blood. It didn't stop bleeding.
It's not my period.
Yeah. Didn't stop bleeding. They had to pack it up. So that's why I've got this bloody big old rock solid thick thing on my finger.
Well, I did look at your finger and thought, what's she done?
Yeah. So that was it. A bloody appearing cane.
And what was the appearing cane for?
Just a performance. Yeah, just a prop.
I was dressing as a white dove coming out of a hat.
I was in full drag in A&E.
No, you weren't.
I was in full drag, but can you believe that? Took my bloody finger off.
I love seeing the pictures of you. Seen like there's lots of pictures of drag queens that get arrested in the US and they're in jail in full drag. Or people I know so many drag queens that have had to go to A&E in full drag.
Yeah.
What a nightmare.
Well, I'd be like, if I have to get, saved or whatever it is from a firefighter, I'm like, you're not cutting me out of this.
Yeah.
Too fucking expensive.
Yeah, this is handcrafted.
I mean, yours would probably fall apart.
Yeah, they will.
They will. Well, for me.
Yeah,
anyway, so that's it. So, I'm on the old paracetamol. I've got to keep it elevated.
Fab.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's the time of the show tits when we go down below the depths.
Ooh, down into the depths.
And I think we go below dick. What do you think?
I think we should. Below dick. Now, for those of you that don't know, this is the juicy section of Up the Aft where we have...
Over at my house.
Yeah, crew members from all over the world on, other ships, cruise liners, dinghies, barges, and they send in their little bits of gossip that's gone on below the decks.
Wow.
So, what's today's below dick?
Well, below dick, I was lucky enough to be given a passenger's cabin for 2 weeks after winning it at a crew awards night. Well, congratulations, darling.
Good for you.
Good for you.
Yeah.
I was dating my now husband on that ship, and we used the cabin together, of course.
Lucky ending, then.
I know. One evening, we set sail from port, and we decided to have a bit of fun on the balcony.
Oh, dear.
We had a great time. As we were leaving the balcony, the used condom flew out of his hand and ended up on the balcony below.
Oh, no.
We ended up staring at it for a couple of hours, and in the end, we never know whether the housekeeper found it or the passenger staying in that cabin.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. So if you were on a cruise ship and you found
One
a used
flew
condom,
from the top,
you know where it's from.
Well, you don't, because we didn't disclose that information, but anyway.
Yeah, but that's only happened once, surely.
Yeah.
No, you'd be surprised. I love people always drop
Well, if
stuff
you've got
off.
bloody ashes flying off balconies onto pizzas.
True, darling.
Yeah.
People always drop stuff off their balcony. Have you ever seen the video of the guy dropping the speaker off the balcony?
Yes, and he's taking the piss, isn't he? He's like,
It's
stop it.
Material Girl, isn't it? By Madonna. And the other guy's going, no, be careful, because if my speaker's going to go overboard, it's going to drop, and then it just flies off. I love that video.
I mean, nothing overboard. It's a very environmental hazard.
Nothing overboard. I actually saw once someone throw a whole pineapple overboard.
Whole pineapple?
Yeah, a whole pineapple. I guess it just wasn't sweet enough.
Crikey.
Wasn't quite right.
No.
So, something I wanted to talk about is something that really made me laugh this morning.
Yeah.
So, do you remember on Oxford Street in London, not sure if you're familiar,
I have been.
they used to have a huge Topshop and Topman.
They did, yes.
And obviously Topshop, unfortunately, is no longer RIP.
Yeah.
It's still online though, but it doesn't have physical stores anymore.
Right.
And they're replacing that huge... I mean, it's huge.
I mean, it was big.
It was big girl.
She was a big girl.
They're replacing it with an Ikea.
What? On Oxford Street?
But, yes... But here's the thing that really made me laugh in this article, because they said, well, if you buy a big flat pack fuck off wardrobe,
you're going to have to walk it down there.
You're going to have to walk it onto the tube. Yeah. How
Because I'm telling you, if
you
live on Oxford Street, you ain't shopping at Ikea, Mama.
Yeah. You're shopping at bloody Fortnum and Mason, Liberty.
You're not carrying a bloody ironing board and a flat pack wardrobe on your back on the tube.
You're not.
No.
But just... Oh, sorry, I just hit the mic.
Again.
But what does make me laugh is the thought of people buying some sort of big flat pack thing.
And having to walk down the street.
Because you can't drive.
Well, you can't. I wonder if they deliver.
It's probably going to have to be delivered. I just think it's an awful idea.
I do like an Ikea, though, I will say.
Oh, do you like the meatballs?
I go for the meatballs. I like the dime bars. Get a bag of dime while you're there. Oh, fab.
You cannot beat a dime bar.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a dime bar milkshake?
Never had a dime bar milkshake.
I tell you what, shove that right up your ass and call me Mary, because that is fucking delicious. Fuck it. That is fucking delicious.
Dime bar milkshake. I'll get on that.
Honestly.
Ikea on Oxford Street. Whatever bloody next.
Whatever next.
Crikey.
Well, Titty, we've actually got a new fan of Up the Aft. My older sister, Jodie, has become a big fan of Up the Aft.
Right.
And she actually said she wasn't listening, because she's quite an avid podcast listener.
Oh, well, clearly
not. And she said she wasn't listening because she thought it was going to be lots of personal stories. And I just said they're all made up, when realistically most of them actually are true. Yeah. And with that said, she did text me the other day and she said...
What was her review?
Well, she loves it.
Good.
She thinks it's hilarious and she can't stop listening to the episodes.
Right.
But she said, I was just on the train home and thought I'd listen to a bit of Up the Aft.
Yeah.
And my headphones didn't connect and I blasted to the full carriage, the full theme tune, before I noticed it wasn't coming out of my headphones. So you're very welcome for the free promo.
Oh, fab. Well, thank you.
There you go. So yeah, if you do want to, play our theme tune out loud in future, it would be preferable if you could just kind of stand up and say listen to Up the Aft on all streaming services.
If you're going to do it right.
If you're gonna do it right, yeah, give it to me. that good?
No. I'm on 4%!
On what, your laptop?
I'm gonna die!
She's never prepared.
Well, if you are new to Up the Aft, we did have this lovely thing, and I have managed to fly with it and bring it on board.
I know, I'm impressed.
Yeah, thank you, and it is quite big. But this, basically, it's our topic of conversation wheel, so it's this massive wheel. So can you just pull that out for me, George?
Yeah, I've just pulled it out.
Oh, it's already out. And then spin that wheel, and we'll have a look what we're going to talk about.
Here we go.
What is it landed on?
It's landed on kids.
Kids.
Yeah.
Right.
So the random topic of the week is kids. First
Robbie
of all,
Williams and Kylie Minogue kids.
Yeah. Tell me, Tits.
Yeah. Do I have kids?
Do you have kids?
No.
Do you want kids?
Never say never.
Never say never. See, I just think, why would I want to share me money?
Yeah.
You know, I am obviously, as we all know, and I don't want to talk about it, recently single. And when I say recent, it's been 3 months.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm already loving the fact that, you know, when you go for a drink, you just got to buy one.
Just one.
No rounds necessary.
No, none of that shit.
You're thinking of going on holiday, you don't need to worry about anyone else's dates.
Absolutely not.
You know, I'm going here, I'm going there. Now, of course, the problem with that comes is if you get a dog or a cat. Yeah. You know, you got to think about going on holiday. Guess what's worse?
What?
Something
Kids.
that fell out of your own. You know what I mean?
Something that fell out to you and is screaming.
And I just think the adjustment, right, of going from being free to then suddenly having a kid, that's a nightmare for me.
I mean, yeah.
That is a nightmare.
Right now, I wouldn't want a kid.
You wouldn't?
She's too busy.
Let's say in 10 years.
She's flying around. Who knows?
Who knows?
I mean, yeah.
You'd be too old then, really.
Yeah, I won't be able to get pregnant, I don't think.
No. I don't think you'd be able to get pregnant now because you're a man. With that said, seahorses managed it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I bet you didn't know that, did you? You uncultured fuck. Oh, you did?
Well, the seahorses are the only male species that can impregnate themselves, isn't it?
Impregnate themselves?
Something like that, I don't know. Or the men are pregnant in seahorses.
I've tried to impregnate myself a few times.
I know.
Oh. So yeah, kids are not on your horizon. But I
what
will.
About you? What about you?
I'm the same. I don't want kids.
Yeah, imagine if you had a kid and you were a drag queen and you were going off to, like, you know, do a gig at 2 a.m.
Yeah, and you can have the kid with you backstage.
Actually,
that's the only reason I'd have a kid. They could carry the suitcase.
They could open the curtain.
They could go to the bar.
Blow on your eyelash glue while it dries.
Vary that.
Yeah, they could.
Lace up your ladukas.
Yeah. Oh well, actually, now we're talking.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Maybe we should have a kid.
Actually, a bit of rhinestone.
We'll have one each.
Yeah.
Rhinestoning.
Yeah. Any patchwork on the costumes.
Patchwork. They could, you know, they could heat the spoon for the heroin. You know, there's so many jobs.
It's funny you say that, actually. Don't do school staying drugs, kids. But actually, with the heat the spoon. So I had to change my foundation while I was out in Greece because can you get a Kryolan paint stick in Greece mainland anywhere? Absolutely fucking not. So I changed it to this makeup that was like a bit of a cream, right?
Yeah.
So in order to get it on my face, I'd heat it up. But I had the Kryolan, it was like a metal plate, you know, like a makeup mixing palette.
Oh, yeah.
So I'd put a bit of cream on it and then I'd get a lighter underneath it and heat this metal plate up.
People walking in the dressing room, oh, she's shooting up again.
She's shooting up again.
Demi Lovato's here.
Exactly that. And he literally heat it up with the lighter underneath, then it'll all melt, get the old
and it worked.
Sponge on, and it felt great because the foundation went on my skin. It was a bit warm. It was a nice little treat for the old skin. Oh, it was great. But yeah, from the back it did look like I was doing crystal meth. And to be fair, if you saw my face from the front, it looked like I'd been doing crystal meth as well. Yeah. And that's just the makeup.
And the back of your wig.
Yeah.
I will say, I don't know if kids actually belong
backstage in a drag show.
Not backstage.
Probably not.
I will say things like story times, family events, fabulous.
Yeah, in the right mind,
the right place,
in the right environment,
the right time, right environment.
100%.
Absolutely.
Yes.
But yeah, probably
Cruise 101 at 4 a.m.
No,
probably
think so,
not.
darling. Yeah, not quite the place. I mean, it's not even really a place for me. You know, it gets a bit scary sometimes, especially with Barb's orifices.
Yeah.
But yeah, there you go. So you won't be seeing anytime soon me or Miss City Car popping out a kid.
No.
No.
But we have gone on maternity, haven't we?
We have.
Yeah.
I will be taking my maternity
We'll
leave.
take 9 months off from the podcast.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't say that. We'll get fucking death threats.
Yeah.
Well, can you see that floating in over there, Tits?
I can, yeah. I think it's that message in a bottle.
I think so too.
Let me reach out and get it, shall I? Oh, let's get that cork. And... Oh! Get that paper out.
Right, let me just rustle it out.
Get that paper.
Didn't work today. That just sounded awful.
Let me get rid of this music. It does me tits in every week.
Yeah. So, of course, this is a time when someone can write in anonymously or not anonymously and get our advice.
Yeah.
As this one says, "Hello, girls. I need your advice with something."
Right.
That's why you wrote in.
Yeah.
I went to a girls' weekend and I had a fabulous time.
Lovely.
We stayed in a really nice Airbnb in London.
Ooh.
And honestly, I had such a good time with all of the girls apart from one of them.
Oh, dear.
I didn't have a great time with the girl that I shared the bathroom with, but we kept it civil and actually no one else seemed to notice.
Ooh.
But when we were leaving, I did the normal thing of checking everywhere to make sure I'd not left anything behind.
Yeah, check the drawers, check it, yeah.
You know, you've got to, even on an aeroplane, I check every little thing where
Yeah.
you could have put something.
Yeah.
I got all the way back to Edinburgh, where I live now,
Uh-huh.
to realise that I'd left my engagement ring on the side of the basin in the bathroom.
Well, you didn't do a good job of checking, did you?
No. The Airbnb owner has told me it's not there, and they've got a 5-star rating, so seem quite trustworthy.
Ooh.
And I have a feeling that the girl that I don't particularly like
Shared the
may
bathroom
have
with.
taken it to get back at me for all the years that we have fought.
Oh, dear.
Am I crazy, or do you think it's probable that she took it?
Well, listen, really, who are you going to believe? The Airbnb owner or the crazy friend?
No, well, I would believe the Airbnb owner.
This is what I'm saying.
And if they've got 5 stars, actually, they probably have had stuff left there before.
And have owned up to it.
And have
said,
I've been
we'll
like,
send
you
it in the
know,
post, don't worry about it.
you know, you did leave, you know, your bracelet and your headscarf and your whatever. You did leave it, and you can have it back.
We'll send it you in the post, first class Royal Mail on the way.
And I think, first of all, do people very often take their engagement rings off?
Well, I've never been engaged. What about you?
So, I have actually.
Have you actually?
Yeah.
What?
No, I'll tell you in another episode, not today. I'm not crying.
Did it end well?
Well,
Obviously
no,
not.
we never got married. No.
I've never been engaged. I don't know what it.
I tell you what, not to make, you know, the message in a bottle about me, I'll tell you about that after message in a bottle. Yeah.
Alright.
So, at the end of the day, no, I think you should probably put, if there must be a WhatsApp group for this girls' weekend. You know, there must be a WhatsApp group. There's a WhatsApp group for fucking everything these days.
Christ.
So I think probably what you should do is go into the WhatsApp group
And just say,
hi girls. Yeah. Did anyone see the ring?
Yeah.
I would then have a real good look through any of her recent Instagram photos, Instagram stories.
You know, if she's holding a coffee or if she's, yes.
No, but even if, you know, she's made a big purchase.
Yeah.
Because she could have sold the ring.
It. Right.
You know, she could have sold the ring. And if it was me, and, you know, this is not something I would do lightly, but I have done in the past, I would fly down from Edinburgh, find where she lives, preferably if she's got children, make sure they're in, and burn the house down. Burn the house down. Bit of arson.
And just smack around the chops.
Smack around the chops.
And get your ring back.
Or you could message her. This is a good way of doing it, and being like, hey, I just want to say, sorry if things are a bit awkward when we all met up for the girls' weekend. I really think you're a wonderful person.
Yeah.
The little bit of time I got to spend with you made me realise that actually maybe we should go for a coffee and we should talk out any of our beef that we had in the past.
And then finish it off with,
and then,
yes, give me the ring back, you
thieving cow.
Yeah.
No, and then you meet up for the coffee. You know, you guilt trip and, you know, you end up booking...
Kill with kindness.
Yeah, you end up booking a family holiday with them. You spend 10 years, you know, being their best friend.
Building trust.
Building all the trust. And then after you've built the trust, she's going to let you in her house to house sit.
Yeah.
You know, when they go to Bermuda for their cousin's wedding,
Yeah.
you go in there, you find the ring, you smash up the house, preferably leave a big curly turd somewhere that she's not going to find very easy.
Yeah.
Under
the sink.
And call it a day. Yeah.
So that's option B.
Yeah, and option C is honestly go to the papers about it.
Yeah.
I was on a girls' weekend and this girl stole this.
Yeah.
Or Judge Judy.
Judge Judy, that's what she's there for.
Yeah, that's what she's there for. Yeah!
Now, if you need any advice or you're in a bit of a pickle, like our lovely ring bearer there, send us a message in a bottle. How can they do that, Georgie?
They can just write it on, anything, preferably edible, to be like a snack.
Yeah, we do like a little
So you could kind of attach it
snack
to a biscuit or such. And then you could pop it in a bottle, throw it in your nearest open water source and send it over to us. Yeah, or alternatively, you could just message us on Instagram.
Send us on Instagram. And that actually reminded me, when you said you like a snack, I've got a story about when I was on the way to the airport.
Right.
Because, businesswoman, she's travelling, she's up in
First
the air.
of all, which airport?
This was Athens. Athens Airport. And I get the taxi, on the way to the port.
Right.
And I sit in the back of the car, put all the cases in. And next thing you know, the taxi driver reaches back from the front seat with with a box of these nuts, and he was shaking them, and he went, "Do you want them?" I was just like, "No, I'm good, thank you." And as I put my hand up to like shake it and say no, he grabbed my hand, turned it upside down, and then just shook some nuts into them and go, "There they are. They're called Juanitas." So I'm sat there in the back of the taxi with a handful of these, like, I think the cacahuetes, whatever they are, the nuts. And to be honest, they are quite nice. But I was like, I could have had a bloody nut allergy or anything.
Yeah.
The whole rest of it was a 30-minute car journey.
Could have been allergic to Juanita.
Yeah, the 30-minute car journey after, he kept every so often shaking these nuts. "Oh, do you want any more? I'm trying to nurse these 7 nuts I've got in my hand."
He was expecting
so he doesn't
a tip.
have to get. No, well then he was speaking to me through a Google Translate app on his phone the entire time. He'd be speaking in Greek to it, like da 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 da, Greek, and then he'd hold it up and let it play this in the voice of,
"Hate that.
What do you think about that?" And it was obviously like the American text-to-speak voice.
Yeah.
Oh, we was chatting so much shit about electric cars, hydrogen cars, the French president, how much sodium's in a nut, he's on a diet, all this bullshit. I thought, I just want to go to sleep. I want to go to my hotel and not speak to anyone.
Yeah. Were the nuts nice, though?
Oh, they were gorgeous.
Well, there you go.
Well, that's it. It was kind of worth it, really.
There you go.
That just reminded me when he said snack. Anyway.
But I will say, Titty, we did mention about an engagement, and I'll just quickly tell you that...
So you have been engaged before?
Well, technically, yes, I guess.
Well, you haven't, you haven't?
I have.
Okay. Cool.
So when the world shut down and the pandemic happened, I was very fortunate that I stayed in employment. I've already said that I worked in a supermarket.
Yeah.
But I very quickly went back to working on ships.
Yeah.
And I actually launched the first cruise ship back. Just dropped something.
That was your radio.
The first cruise ship back ever. I got to launch it out of Singapore.
Wow.
And I got to do this with a boyfriend, which is fab.
Yeah.
And he was from China, and obviously I'm from the UK. And no one was allowed to share cabins.
Right.
Everyone had to have their own cabin. You weren't allowed in other cruise cabins because of the COVID. Yeah. It was very, very strict. The only way you could share a cabin is if you either engaged or married. In Singapore airport, we got some documentation to say that we were engaged. I wore a ring and we were engaged for the time.
Oh, so really upholding the values of marriage then.
Really upholding the values of marriage. And then when I came home, unfortunately we did break up, and the engagement ended, and I made a big scene about it saying, "But we're engaged!" But really we weren't.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Great.
So I have been engaged.
Well, that was really worth the wait, wasn't it? Well, if you want to find me on Instagram, you can at Titty_Kaka_.
Because jokes are very underwhelming.
Just like that story. And where can we find you, Miss Georgie Porgy?
At Miss Georgie Porgy UK.
Because she's never done a gig outside the...
That's right.
Oh, of course, follow us on Up the Ass. Send us a message. Oh, I said Up the Ass then.
Oh.
Follow us on Up the Ass. Send us a message. Leave us a 5-star review, if you please. Thank you very much. And we will be back. Not
bi-weekly, not next Friday, the Friday after.
We'll be back next time with an all-new episode of Up the Ass.
Yeah, well, thanks for listening, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. We anchor and hoist the sail.
What did you do with the engagement ring?
I've still got it.
Cash for gold.
cash for gold, cash for gold, and then he actually turned out to be Greek and not Chinese, and he started working in a taxi rank, and he gives people nuts.
Oh right.
Yeah, so that was that. Yeah, see you later.